Welcome back to another episode of The Wet Pastelist. I'm pastel artist Avon Waters. This is the channel where we talk about wet pastel techniques, art techniques, color theory. Today's something special. Today we are going to talk to you about how you can connect with nonprofit organizations and promote your art and help a good cause. By partnering with organizations that have a mission, you get to use art to demonstrate how that art can help others understand what that nonprofit is trying to do. Today, I'm in Gary, Indiana, at an event hosted by the Shirley Hienze Land Trust. The Land Trust is an organization that has incorporated artists, art organizations, and art groups into their events, their public events. And today's one of those events where the children, parents, and grandparents can come. They can explore the land, the preserves, and the land set aside by the Shirley Hienze Land Trust. This is just one of many events that they have that they incorporate artists into. Let me introduce to you the power and the brains behind this great phenomena using artists. I'm here with Mari Patis. She's the program coordinator for the Shirley Hienze Land Trust. Tell us a little bit, you've been using artists for how many years?
So Nature in the Arts has been around since 2021 as a way to kind of encourage people to get out in nature, especially sort of in the middle of the pandemic. And now it's flourished into this full-grown community space where we have different art events at different nature preserves, and we connect with both art organizations as well as individual artists that can come and give instruction and also provide their expertise and get people more interested in arts and nature.
How important is it for artists to reach out to organizations like yours, or, it might be their local humane society that they are passionate about?
Right.
Did you reach out, or did artists first say, hey, can I come along and paint?
It's been a little bit of both, so I think it kind of takes some open conversations from both ends. So I have found that people I work with in the land trust field tend to not just be ecologists, but they're also artists in many different ways, whether they do woodworking or they're painting or they're an illustrator. So you may not know that your local land trust actually has artists that are itching to do these kind of programs anyway. And kind of on the flip side, there's art organizations that have an interest in nature already. A lot of artists will paint landscapes and waterscapes and different animals. Photographers, that's their main subject a lot of the time. So there's already a big overlap, I think, between the two communities, but we're just trying to make that bridge a little bit easier to cross.
How many properties does the Land Trust have, and how typical for your state is that? I mean, is it pretty much the same as other land trusts in this state, or do they vary greatly?
Yeah, so we have about 20 and counting nature preserves most of them are open to the public, and we have about 3,400 acres currently protected under Shirley Hienze Land Trust. And across the entire state of Indiana, we're really lucky that we're also part of the Indiana Land Protection Alliance, and so there's a bunch of other land trusts that are kind of underneath that organization, and all different counties are currently protected at some level through land trust now, which is really exciting.
What would you say to an artist that maybe, I'd love to go do that, but I don't want to, I'm scared to go out and paint. They haven't painted in front of others.
I have found that once someone kind of sets up their easel and starts painting or pasteling, or whatever medium they're using, people are pretty open to asking them questions, and if the artist is open to it, they can provide their perspective on what exactly they're trying to capture. Are they trying to capture the feeling of that preserve? Are they more focused on the botanical accuracy of what they're capturing? Maybe it's a place that they grew up in and are trying to capture their childhood memories. So it really runs the gamut. So it's really up to both the audience that's participating that, again, loves asking questions, and they themselves might be aspiring artists that are looking for that inspiration themselves.
Okay. Anything else you want to add?
I think the really great thing about Nature in the Arts is that it has grown in the past 4 years from just a few art projects out in nature to really expanding to more of a community-based type of event. And so we'll have food vendors and multiple art organizations at one event. We'll do guided hikes as part of it to give that that context of what ecosystem that you're walking in. And I think it kind of takes many organizations and different perspectives for people to further their appreciation of nature. I think everyone kind of has that already in them to some degree, but if you can experience nature in a new way and maybe take that home with you, whether it's actually taking the piece of art that you made with you home, or maybe you learn something new about the different wildflowers that are growing in your yard, I think we're always learning, whether you're an ecologist or an artist. So.
Okay. There you go. Hopefully that's given you some really good ideas on how to use your art and promote something you're passionate about besides your art, but something in your communities. Like I said, it could be a animal shelter, it could be your local park system, it could be a land trust just like this. Find ways to better communicate what their missions are too. So until next time, thanks a lot. Bye-bye, everybody.